So
her.
the white lady, let's
Yes.
just go ahead
Yeah,
and
yes.
there was a white lady at this show that was so shook by my performance. I may have said some things that could have been deemed controversial.
What is wrong with you? 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 We gotta backtrack. What is wrong with you?
All right, you guys. Welcome back to another episode of What is Wrong with You? Today, I have Roderick McDaniel with me. He is a comedian.
And the answer is so much. Okay. Let's just go ahead and clear that up now. So many things wrong with me.
He's awesome. There's not a lot wrong with you, but there's one problem wrong with you that I point out after
We are going to talk about that. Okay.
He has an album out on Spotify called Mind Your Business. It's a comedy album, not a rap or country album.
I could do both.
You could.
I could do both.
I think the only problem that I have noticed about you is one little thing.
Oh, there's so many that I've hidden, but we're talking about this one thing that you've noticed because it is so problematic.
This is a common theme with you, is that you love white women.
I do. Look, a lot of people don't like white women. I'll be the first to say that. I get it. They are problematic. They drink way too much wine and watch way too many crime dramas. But they are really fans of me, and I like being touched intimately and loved on, and I seem to have a fan base with that group of people. And I'm like, why should I deny them? Okay. That's all I'm saying. Why should I deny their desire to go black?
You shouldn't. You should be the one.
Yeah, like I feel like I'm entry level black. Like you go, you're like, hey, I want my dad to be mad, but also don't want to get beat up. You start with me, and then you move on.
Their dad would meet you and end up liking you, and then
dad will. Like then they're like, he's not black enough. My dad they golf together. Yeah.
Have you ever had? I know you've been like married before. Have you ever had in-laws that like? You just don't get along with them.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Really?
In fact, it was the Mexican one.
That's not a shock.
So when I was so he was weird though, because the Mexican wife, it was her stepdad and he was white and her mom was Mexican, and he and I did not get along.
Oh, okay.
Because he was a Marine and he was kind of,
Why? Yeah, I know.
Yeah, and I was in the Navy, and then like I met him and nobody else told him when he was wrong. They just kind of let him be wrong. And then I showed up and I was like, hey, bro, you're wrong. It's two left shoes. And so he's now got an attitude with me.
Okay.
And I was young at the time, and I could have just probably stayed quiet and let it go. But I was like, nah, I'm going to let him know he's wrong. And I'm going to agitate him about being wrong.
Right.
And then I guess he wanted to, like, I had him so mad he wanted to fight. And I was like, let's go.
And this was her stepdad?
This was her stepdad.
Okay.
Yeah, so, he and I were we did not get
Did y'all fight, though?
No, I guess he thought he was going to threaten to fight me.
Oh,
and that I was going to back down. And I jumped up, took the glasses off, and said, let's go, baby boy. And I told him, I said, you may beat my ass, but you're going to know you got your ass tagged before this fight ends. And I was ready to go. And then he just kind of looked at me like I was crazy. And he stood there, that huff and puff thing through his chest out. And I was like, bro, you're in your 50s.
Yeah.
And I was in my early 20s.
Oh, God.
I was about to put him in a nursing home.
Yeah.
I knew what I was about to do. I was like, we got to go. Let's go. And he was a Vietnam vet, so he probably could have killed me.
Yeah.
He probably would have got a flashback and murdered me on the spot. But he was not a punk. But, we never did throw blows. But then it just kind of, like, once I divorced her, it was... He just let the hatred flow, man. It was like the Jedi then at that point. We just let the hatred flow through you. He was that guy. And I was like, yeah, bro, you're right. We don't got to be nice anymore.
Yeah, there's no point. You're not going to see them.
I don't like you.
And
then it got terrible. So it was.
So you got married in your early 20s?
Yeah, I've been married 3 times.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was married to a black woman at first.
Okay.
But that one doesn't count. That's one of those like, hey, we got married, and then we woke up the next morning from the hangover in Vegas, and we were like, hey, we didn't do it last night because my clothes are still on and your clothes are still on. Maybe we can get this annulled when we get back home. So we did.
Right.
We went and paid the money.
Really?
We annulled it 48 hours later.
What? Okay, wait. Hold on, back up. So y'all just like you were actually drunk in Vegas?
Yes, partying it up in movies. You hear that thing where people, hey, we woke up married the next day. Yeah, we did that.
That is so funny. That's like a Katy Perry song that you lived out.
Oh yeah, I did it before Katy Perry was there. Like Katy sang that song, and I was like, I've been there. I seen that. That was a great weekend. It was a wonderful weekend, Katy. Yeah, I did it. That was my black wife. We didn't stay married long. She was hot too. She had that. She looked like Nia Long, so she was a light skinned black girl with the short hair. She was fine. I don't know why I didn't stay with her, but
Did you have any kids with her?
None.
What if she was like the one that?
I think about that sometimes.
Yeah.
Like, why didn't we try to make it work?
Right.
Because we really did enjoy hanging around each other. We were like really good friends. But then as soon as we annulled it, she got mad at me. Like, you agreed, you wanted to annul it, but then you were mad after we annulled it. And
she probably like wanted to stay married.
I don't know. She went on okay, so here's the funny thing about her. She started dating white dudes exclusively.
Oh.
And then I was like, well, yeah, maybe I should check out white women. Then I kind of went on the kick, and so we were going through our white phase together.
So she started this
divorce. Like, we're divorced, we're annulled from each other. And I was like, maybe I should check out the white people. And then I started, and then it was like,
you didn't look back.
I didn't look back. She didn't look back. I didn't look back. I said, I can date as many white people as you can. And I kept going. And then I got the Mexican lady, and I went, these are just spicy white girls. I like this one. And then I was with her. That's where the kids started showing up.
Oh well, you know.
And I'm going to tell you right now, guys, you get with a Mexican woman, you better put a condom on everything. Your spoon when you eat dinner, everything. Because she don't share no sodas with her. She going to get pregnant. Bro.
See, I am going to knock on wood because I don't want kids anytime soon or maybe even ever.
And you have a healthy-looking white boy.
Yeah.
I've seen your man. Yeah,
he is, but here's the thing. Everybody in my family had a baby as a, like, young, either teen or, like, early 20s, except for me and my aunt. So I do not, like, I want to break that. I don't want a child before I'm, like, at least 35. I know that sounds crazy, but
that makes so much sense. I say this all the time, and people think I'm joking. There used to be a time where people waited until they were in their mid-30s to do that, to have children. And all of a sudden, what it meant were my parents, that generation was a bunch of whores, and they all had kids. And then they gave birth to my generation, and we all watched our parents be divorced, and we were all whores. My parents stayed married. Like, my mom married the guy she married, my dad. They met in college, and they were college sweethearts, and they stayed together until he passed away in 2014.
Wow, that's
they did not. Yeah, they made it work, man. And he was a hoe before he met my mom, because I have 3 older brothers, 3 half brothers that are way older than me, and I went,
he got it.
Daddy was getting it in before he got to me and my mom, and then he made me, and then made my baby brother, and I was like. I was having to do some adding.
Like, my dad has 7 brothers and sisters. Well, 6 brothers and sisters now, but like when it was all of them, when they were all alive, there were 7 of them.
Oh, so one's passed since then?
Yeah. Yeah. But there's a lot of kids, and I'm like, I don't know how there were that many, like 7 kids.
Back then, you could do so. I did say, I'll say this right now. I may have been, all the way up until 95, you could have 7 kids and raise them in a house with you. Okay. You could have 7 kids. You could not do that. Somebody has 7 kids right now, you better have a reality TV deal. You better have something going on. Your wife better have a hellified OnlyFans. She better be in the top 1%. You don't have 7 kids anymore. That's ridiculous. And it's all started, I think after we killed Harambe, you could not have 7 kids. That's what broke the timeline.
I forgot about Harambe just like pops in my mind every once in a while, and then I'm like, oh yeah.
I swear to God,
Harambe
after
existed.
Harambe died, this is why every year since then has sucked, okay?
Yeah.
We went down the wrong timeline. Y'all killed that gorilla, and y'all didn't try to get the little boy out without killing the gorilla, and Harambe was what held our timeline together.
What year was it that Harambe died? Like 2020?
I want to say, no, that
Or
may be-
no, 2017.
No, I
right?
think it was 2016. Think if we go,
That is
I don't want to
crazy.
Google it, but I'm saying right now, every year after that, everybody kept saying 2017's got to be better than 2016, but it wasn't.
Have you ever seen those memes on like Twitter where they're like, I just want to go back to the summer of 2016? And honestly, I would have to agree that was the best
it was a
summer.
legit-
Yeah, I can't let go.
2014
let
was a
go.
banger. 2015
Yeah.
was good. 2016, I was like, man, they're only getting better and better.
Yeah.
Harambe dies.
Then-
We end up with a reality star for a president. So there you go. Timeline's been all messed up.
I remember when that
Follow me
was,
for
like-
other conspiracy theories. I can prove this one.
It's all about Harambe. Yeah, I forgot about that, but I remember back then, like, taking classes and they're, like, Trump's running for president, and, like, it was kind of, like, funny. Like, I was like, oh, yeah, and then I'm like, wait, this is not a joke
Yeah, no.
anymore.
I felt that same way. There's no way
Yeah.
he's going to win this. Then all of a sudden,
Yeah.
one day I was like, y'all, I think he could pull this off. And my friends were like, no. And I was
Yeah.
like, I got a lot of white people in my family, and we've had some discussions, and I think he could pull this off. And they were like, no way, never. And I was like,
He did.
y'all are going to be disappointed here, I think. Yeah.
I have told a lot of my family about what happened in Dallas with you.
Oh, gosh, yes.
Okay, so I forgot to say this. So you and I just did a show together pretty recently in Dallas.
Yes.
And it was a packed show. It was fun, but there was one
What was the
lady.
name of that place? I can't remember it.
Reno's, right?
Yeah, Reno's Chop
Yeah,
Shop.
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
and it was a biker bar.
Yeah,
There
they
were
were
bikers
fun.
there. They were fun.
Yeah, they were really fun, except one lady. So that lady, I hope this doesn't mean to say this, but my friend brought her because she's my friend's sister-in-law. I have never met
So
her.
the white lady, let's
Yes.
go ahead.
Yeah,
There was a
yes.
white lady at this show that was so shook by my performance. I may have said some things that could have been deemed controversial. Okay, we'll say that.
You had a great set though.
Oh, I had
And
fun.
yeah, but the thing is that she didn't laugh at anyone, and it irritated me because I was like, why are you here? Well, I know that like she got brought there, but I'm like, what did you think that this was gonna be?
Yeah. She did laugh when I told her I would eat her
Her
ass
ass.
like an apple pie.
Yeah.
That made her giggle. And I was like, well, she's not dead. Okay. That's the only thing I was like, well, she's not dead. I saw her
No.
giggle at that.
Yeah, she was like, I'm fatter. Don't let anyone see.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's the only thing that got her though the whole entire time. I have never seen anybody like. Of course, I've seen people like mad or taken aback, but I've never seen anyone at a show
And
that
everybody killed.
Yeah.
That was the thing. Everybody
Yeah.
killed. And she stone-faced the entire crowd.
Yep.
And what was so funny is everybody knew who I was talking about when I said it.
Right.
That's what got me. Everybody knew exactly who I was talking to when I called her out.
I know.
And I was like, so we all noticed that this lady is unhappy? in this
Yeah.
room? Okay.
She's at the one place that you're supposed to like have fun at, and she's
Yeah,
just like,
she was
no.
not there. And then she was so hot and condescending, and I told her that on stage. I said, your energy where you're looking down on me is just making me hornier, okay? I don't know what it is about you, condescending white lady, but
She
you have me wrapped around your finger. This is a problem.
She is, yeah. This is the wrong type of white lady. You need like a white lady that will bake you something.
I've had
Or, like,
those. Here's my
okay.
problem with white ladies. I'm
tried
Bobby
that one
Brown.
out.
Okay, if you're a
Okay.
white lady and you're attracted to me right now, don't. You are Whitney Houston, and I'm going to be the Bobby Brown in your life. That's all there is to this. Because it's really weird, but I look back at all the women that I've dated, And I've dated everything like black, white, Filipino. Only thing I haven't dated is Chinese and Japanese, and I'm trying. I'm trying.
Why do you say it like that?
I'm trying to date a lot of nationalities.
Okay.
I am.
I feel like it's not hard to date around. Well, I don't know.
Okay, here it is for me now because I'm such a slut for monogamy, and I don't want to sleep around anymore. I just want to be with one person, and we just watch TV together, and I run my fingers through the hair while we watch like Lone Star 911. I don't know, something like that. I just want that. But my problem is that I am being picky because I got into therapy, and I've dated so many crazy white women. I've dated so many different crazy women, but there's a lot of white women. Like, I dated a black girl, and my friends, literally, I tell a joke, and I say, they call her combo breaker. She was the combo breaker. I dated that many white women when I dated a black girl. They were like, hey, what's up with combo breaker? And I said, that is mean. She has a name. Don't call her combo breaker. But I realized it was a lot before this black girl showed up.
Right.
But yeah, I don't know what happened. It's weird.
So you think therapy has helped you realize the type of person you want?
Yeah, like it's making me. I wanted to get into therapy because I have this theory that I can't love you unless I love me. It's hard for me to give you what I don't have. If I don't have $10, I can't give you $5.
Of course.
If I don't have an adequate amount of love and self-care for myself, I'm never going to be able to love you fully. That was my weird thought in my head.
Yeah, that's a correct thought.
Yeah, so I was like, I want to fix me.
Yeah.
So I got into therapy, and then I started doing the work, and the shadow work, and going to group therapy, and going to single therapy, and really breaking a lot of dumb stuff that you get in your head over the years. And as soon as I start doing that, all of a sudden I notice a lot of red flags. And there are things like, I don't want to go back to that. So like as soon as that one red flag pops up, I'm like, this may be her only red flag. But I'm not going to stick around to find out. I got to go. I've had that flag before, and she was crazy. Bye.
Yeah.
And so I leave. And now it's kind of like one of those things like, I said, you know what? Go back into therapy and let's learn to really make sure that you're just not running from love and trying to deny yourself happiness.
Right.
And really, when I sit down with that person, I'm like, hey, this is going to be the journey. It's going to be you and me, and we're going to really commit to this. But no, right now, I'm just kind of like, my daughter's like, you should just get out and date with no expectations of a relationship. Just have fun. Go out with some women. And I was like, yeah, I should do that. And that's much easier. But then I start looking at the women I date, and they are all real. Like, seriously, I'm going to say this, it's weird, all a handful, like if I did it percentage-wise, maybe 85% of the white women I dated are hardcore Republicans and voted for Trump.
That's not the type of white woman I see you with.
Yeah, I know. I shouldn't be with them. Like, but that is my fan. Like, if my DMs, those are the women in my DMs.
Why can't you just find like a good medium where like she doesn't sway too hard?
I'm gonna be honest with you. If I could find a lady that's just like, I sit in the middle on all issues, but also women's rights are important to me, because I never understand how Republican women vote against things that are in your own best interest.
Yeah.
But you're voting against the thing that would be good for you as a woman.
Right. I tried the other day to, I'm not like super political, but I tried to understand why there's this woman who popped up on my TikTok, and she was like talking about abortion and how it's wrong. And I tried to watch her video, like 2 of them, to just like get, and like I was like, I can't see where she's coming from, so I'm gonna have to keep scrolling. Yeah, no. I just couldn't understand it. I couldn't.
And I get it. Like, hey, that's to me, and I guess that's why my whole album's Mind Your Business. It's my motto. If you don't want an abortion, great, don't get one. Right. But there are some people who I think should have never had kids.
Yeah.
I'm just saying, I'm being honest. These people should not have been allowed to have kids. No. You're just making a future school shooter because you're such a problematic person. So you should not have had a child, nor should you. Now, I'm not telling them, hey, you shouldn't have sex. Accidents happen.
Right.
Maybe they did, but yeah, these people are not the ones we want raising kids.
No.
And so I get that, but also at the same time, I'm like, hey, those are personal choices and decisions. I get it if that there's got to be an abortion because we have this lady who may die if she has the baby.
Right.
And I had a personal friend. This happened last year, 2022. She had to give birth to her baby, and it only stayed alive for an hour. We knew the baby was going to die.
That's so sad.
But because a
yeah.
guy in a wheelchair whose penis may not work in our state is the governor, and he told him, you got to have that baby. Because I passed some laws that said, you got to have that baby.
He's like, I can't walk, but you have to pop out a child.
Yeah.
That's how that works.
Somebody's got to breed the next generation of legs I'm going to use. I was like, what are you, a demon? What are we doing right now? And I'm just saying, that's...
Yeah, it is sad. Like, I can say this because I'm on summer break, but when I, like, teach kids, some of them I see, and I'm like, it makes me really sad because I'm like, I know that you're not getting love at home.
Oh, no.
You're just, like, being neglected, and that's why you're acting out here.
I was an education major.
Oh,
so
really?
I did hours in school. I did observation hours in elementary school. And what I found out, I was language arts, social studies grades 4 through 8. And so when I did my observation hours, I was in 4th grade. Observation hours.
Oh, okay.
And I was in the classroom, and one of the kids in the classroom, I knew his mom. They were good friends. I watched them grow up. And so I didn't even know he was going to be one of my students. It was just kind of, here's the school. I got there. He's there. So after class, he hugs me. And I hug him back. And then 20 kids out of 30 lined up to get a hug from me. Aww. And I was like, I don't know these kids. So now I'm having to side hug a bunch of kids like, hey, this is in context. I'm not touching these kids. One pat to the back, move on. One pat to the back, move on. So I'm having to hug them like very politically correctly because I'm scared. And then what I found out were the teachers were like, for a lot of the kids in this school, you may not realize this, but they don't have a male father in the home. Mm-hmm. They may not have a positive male role model in their immediate family. So uncles, cousins, dads, uncles,
Right.
May not have that.
Right.
You may be the only male figure that loves them, shows them positive affirmations, and encourages them. And they just met you in 4th grade. And then I realized not a lot of male teachers. If you go down to those grades, most people don't get their first male teacher till they're in junior high.
Yeah, and it's like a coach.
He's your coach. And here I am in 4th grade, and I'm just cutting up in the classroom and teaching them jokes and big time dad energy in there. Yeah. And I was just like, man, I love these kids. But then I started kind of just freaking out about that's a lot of responsibility. Mentally, at the time, I'd come out more mentally tired.
Right.
It's like,
I taught 1st grade one time, and I was just there. I had went to go sub for 1st grade, and at the end of the day, I was like, I don't want to do this anymore. Yeah, I just never went back to go sub.
1st graders
they're so cute, but I was like, I am
demon
so
time.
over it.
They are just you got their booger eaters and they're eating glue and they're worried about cooties. Yep. And you're just like, Jesus, it's like managing little baby terrorists. Yeah. All day.
And some of them are so cute because they just want a little
I just want some juice and a nappy. And I'm like, me too, bro. Yeah. Me too. I don't want to be here. This sucks. Why we got to learn these ABCs? I know them already. It was weird. And then being an education major, I was like, I got to get out of this. Yeah. And then I went to work for GameStop. So I went from giving them homework to making them not want to do the reason they don't do their homework. That was me.
So I played a video game for the first time the other day.
What?
Well, I played 2K before, but I played a video game where you shoot people and stuff. And I played Apex.
Oh, Apex.
Yeah, I was not good at it.
That's a great one to start with, though.
It was once I started doing it, I was like, I'm not very good at this, but it's fun, and I feel like if I kept on doing it, I would be good at it.
You could. That would be a perfect shooter to start on. I worked for EA for a number of years. Yeah.
You did? Didn't? Okay, you've told me this before.
Yeah, I worked for that company. I was working at EA when we dropped that.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You've had so many lives.
I did, babe, but EA was a fun job. Here's the thing. A lot of people hate EA. Okay, understandable. They were like, well, they shut down this. They bought this company and shut them down. Yeah, it's a company, and they need you to perform. When you make a game, it has to perform to sales figures because. And I hate this about the video game industry. When your company goes public and is publicly traded, you quit answering to the fans. You have to now answer to the stockholders. And those games have to meet a certain threshold to make so much money for stockholders. And then how do you generate funds for the stockholders? You put microtransactions in games. And the stockholders get their money back. Like, and people don't, like, I was on the inside. I'm telling you, this is inside information. So, and I started, when I got there with them, I started in customer service. I did international chat. So if you could speak English,
annoying.
You were from Saudi Arabia, or I would talk to people all the time from other countries. Then it went from that to account recovery, and I did that world account recovery. So if your account got hacked, I could hack it back and steal your account back. I did that for a while. Then the last job you get there in customer support is tech support, which meant I could troubleshoot a game on PS3, Xbox, PC, every handheld, the Switch, you name it. If it was on any device you could play a game on and it was from EA, I could troubleshoot that device in the game over the phone with you and would know what the problem was.
What's the worst complaint you ever got? Or someone calling?
I've had terrible. The thing that got me is the Madden and the FIFA fans are the worst.
Oh.
They're the worst. They're grown men and they are complaining about it's not fair. And I'm like, you're talking to a black man that lives in the South about fair? Irony so thick in this call. Yeah, it is. No, I hated those guys. I did. I can truly say I hated them the most.
Yeah.
Most times, man, it would be weird. My favorite was there was an issue where the game would go to a black screen in Dragon Age Inquisition, and it took me an hour to fix it. And I had to use Google. Like I was Googling this issue where it happened, and I typed it in like this weird Dragon Age Inquisition black screen at this castle. I would say this thing, and I found a story that connected to this issue, and I went to that website, read this person's thing, read through the comments, found a fix in the comments, said, "Hold on, let me test this." So I was testing it on the phone on a PC on another screen
while you were on the call.
While I'm on the call, I got my headset on. I'm saying, I think I fixed this. I think I know what it is. And it was an update of a driver on their graphic card and their motherboard that had to be this. Both had to be updated. So get out of the game. Go here. Go to this website. I'm sending you a link. You see it? Yeah. Okay. Go update the driver. When's the last time you updated your BIOS on your computer? Update that real quick. Let's do it. I'm going to stay on the phone with you. They did the update, and then they updated the graphic card, and immediately started the game up, booted it up, and it never black screened again. And they went, "You're a genius." And I was like, "No, I'm just good with Google." On the phone with
I'm thinking like they should have given you a raise for figuring out that problematic.
They did. They actually, glitch. Went from that to, I was on a team there. Team doesn't even exist anymore, but there was a group called X Labs, and we created a chat robot that was so human it would freak people out. Like if you couldn't get into a chat with a person, you could talk to this chat robot, and it would tell you, "Hey, we could put you in right now with the chat robot to solve your issues if it falls under these," and people would take it. But then I was on the part of the team that would review those and like say, "But that was a bad answer. Let's look at this one. On this date at this time, that was a bad answer. We need to fix that response to this one." So I would do a couple thousand of those, you know.
Gosh.
I was working on this team, and it was amazing. And I'd read the ones where if you cursed, the AI would tell you, "Hey, we understand you're upset, but please keep it civil," and people would apologize. Knowing you're talking to AI, and they'd be like, "Yeah, I'm sorry about that." And I'd be like, "You just apologize to a robot."
Yeah, but this is how
it started. That's how we get robot overlords. You're apologizing. But yeah, they were.
I can just imagine there's like men on there who'd be like, "Fuck this game. Why did this
all the
happen?"
Time.
Yeah.
But it's so much bullshit. Hey, calm down. And they would apologize to the robot. And I did that. And then I went from that and I did user acceptance testing. So like if you're on a game, let's say like FIFA, and you open a pack, we have to make sure that that'll open 1,000 times in a row and give us the test results. So my buddy used to build programs, and then I would test against those programs to test it. Or, hey, play a match, and then, like, I'd literally be in my cube playing a match of FIFA, and then I'd have to go back onto the server and read how it looked on the backside and read through lines of data and go, okay, there's my match, and it did this, and that's what it says, and that's what the score was. And did I quit out? Okay, what happens if I quit the game when I lose? Let them score first, and then I quit, because a lot of people that play FIFA suck at it, and they quit. As soon as they start losing, they quit. So, because they don't want the loss record. So we were trying to figure out how to give you the loss even if you quit. Because they would say, oh, I got disconnected. No, you didn't. You quit. There's a code on the back that lets us know you quit, you idiot. But yeah, we would do that. And I worked there for years.
It's probably embarrassing for them, though, to be like, I just quit.
Oh, yeah, no, they would try to tell us, yeah, we got disconnected, and I'm looking like, no, you didn't.
They start blaming the Wi-Fi.
You got disconnected 12 matches in a row where you were down by 3 points in the first half. That's terrible. Your internet knows you're stinking this game. Okay, so just stop.
Okay, so did you do that before you got into comedy, or were you doing that while you got into comedy? I was doing it while. Oh, okay.
Yeah, so that was weird.
When, like, what made you want to start comedy?
Comedy started, this is year 21. So I was doing comedy when I was up in Amarillo doing my education years of my life in GameStop. That's when I was doing that. I had started doing comedy because I lost a bet to my brother. The way it goes down is this, and I'll tell you, I came here to Austin, let's say 98 maybe.
That's the year I was born.
Yeah, 98. We'd come here and we'd do these Christmases. And every other year we'd have a Christmas where everybody would show up. And that, you'd be like, hey, the whole family's going to be here for this Christmas. Well, I came home one year and I was broke. Okay. I'll just be real. I was busted. I had $0. So I was going to be short on gifts. And we do this thing every year at that time where the whole family would get together. And my dad had bought my mom a karaoke machine. And all the old ones would get together and sing all them songs like from Sam Cooke and Four Tops and all that stuff, right? And they were all a bunch of entertainers and musicians. I couldn't carry a note in a suitcase. So I did a routine about our family being black rednecks. All right. And just talking about my dad's side of these country black people that were just like black rednecks. My dad gets to laughing so hard, he's like holding his ribs. And he said, you got to stop. My ribs hurt. I can't catch my breath. And I was like, that joke really hit, dude.
Right.
I need 30 of him in a comedy club. But what happened was my brother was like, hey, when we get back to Amarillo, go to the Amarillo Comedy Club and do their open mic. And if you suck, I'll slip you $25 and we never talk about this happening again. Just go buy something to drink and we don't talk about it. And I said, what if I'm good? He said, if you're real good, buy me a Lexus one day and then we don't talk about how you got started. And I was like, okay, cool. So I went to the open mic. They told me I had 5 minutes. And then I started doing the black redneck bit. And I'm looking for where the light's supposed to be. And I'm like, man, I know 5 minutes is up. But the light never comes on. I keep staring at the light. I'm barely looking at the audience. And I'm doing the whole bit and I'm telling and it's hitting. And I was just like, this feels good. But why won't that light turn on? Like, I can't think enough about why would. So I get to a part of I don't even have any more jokes. I say, y'all, thank y'all for having me. Y'all have a wonderful night. And I walked off stage. I was just like, I've done all my jokes. I'm done. And then I get off the stage and the guy goes, hey, go to the office. The owner wants to see you. And I said, hey, what was up with the light? He said, just go to the office. So I go in the office and I go, hey, am I in trouble? Did I run the light? Because I never saw the light come on. Did the bulb burn out? He went, no.
Did the bulb burn out?
He said, we were laughing so hard. I told him not to light you. I wanted to see how long you could go and what you had. I said, well, I did 8 minutes, and I just figured the light wasn't coming on, so I left. And he said, could you have gone longer? I went, not really. I had a few ideas, but they weren't fleshed out. And he was like, okay, come back next Thursday with a new 5 minutes. And I was like, what? So he calls me like on Monday and he says, you got your new 5 minutes yet? And I was like, no, I don't even know what to do. And so I'm going to tell y'all, here's the first tip I got in comedy writing. He made me sit with an egg timer. That were these things that were physical. You didn't have a phone back then. And you set the thing for 5 minutes and that lets you know how long your egg had been in the hot water. I set it for 5 minutes and he said, sit there and quiet. No radio, no nothing. Just sit in silence for 5 minutes, and when it goes off, say something. And I was like, okay, cool. And I had to sit quietly for 5 minutes. And then what happened was I realized, holy shit, 5 minutes is a lot of time. If you sit in silence for 5 minutes, nothing to distract you, no TV, no Spotify, 5 minutes is an eternity. And he said, yeah, you can change somebody's life in 5 minutes. Have your new 5 minutes by this Thursday. And I was like, holy crap, I got to write. So I just would set the timer and start writing all these weird ideas I had for 5 minutes. And then I'd go back and I'd set it for again 5, and then I'd start performing them in the room to the 5-minute timer in the mirror and figuring out, oh, there should probably be an applause break because I think they're going to clap at this part. And so I started writing like that and figuring out these 5-minute routines. And then it was just like, oh, okay, great. I'm going to go do this joke. Here's what I feel is good. And I did that. And I must have done that for about a month and a half. And then he said, hey, I'm going to give you a guest set this weekend. Get 15 minutes of your 5-minute bits together. You're going to go in front of John Caponera. And that's when he was doing the Drew Carey show. Oh, that was when he was like doing Harry Carey. I had to do a 15-minute guest set in front of him. And I was like, 15? I'm only been at this shit a month and a half. And so I went up and I think I only did 10, 12. And once again, I cut myself short. I was like, I'm not doing this. 10 is good enough for what you're paying me. And I did the 10-minute bit, and I walked off from my get set, and John was like, you're really good. And I said, thank you. And then I went to the back, and it was the Moran brothers. They just kind of took me under their arm, and they showed me a lot of love, and they helped build me into the comedian I am today.
That's awesome.
But it was one of those things where I just I lost a bet to my brother and turned it into a 21-year career.
Isn't that crazy how that worked?
Oh, yeah.
Though, for you, it's like the universe was just...
Universe is like, you've been telling me jokes for free for a lot of... Come on. Come get paid for this. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
But it worked out weird. It's a weird story, but yeah, it worked out. So... But I don't know. Cool. I still think about it now. Like, that's why I am the way I try to help everybody and be encouraging now.
Yeah.
But y'all are so freaking good. I hate some of y'all that's like, how long you been doing this? 3 years. And I'm like, Jesus Christ. Why are you so good in 3 years? I don't even think I was as polished as you are in 3 years. So that's what I hate about Austin. It's a lot of young talent here that's like, I've only been doing it a year and a half. And I'm like, I'm going to hit you with my car after this show.
There's a lot of killers out here.
Yes.
There is.
And I got a bunch of friends from LA, but they're such jerks. They're also condescending when they come here. You think Austin's that good? You came to Austin, you jackass. What are you talking to? I think Austin's a great comedy scene. Don't knock take your ass back to LA where you wasn't getting no stage time in. Okay? Yeah, no, man. They used to drive me crazy with that. Man, there's only a few of y'all that are ready for the big league. You're not even in the big league.
Yeah.
Shut up. I tour more than you from Austin. Shut up.
I've never gone to LA to do comedy.
Yeah, I didn't do it. What was so weird, when I was in California, I didn't do comedy the whole time I was out there.
Oh, really?
Never just told Mike didn't do anything. I was just I was there and I was just doing working and doing other stuff. Because I thought I was going to start a skateboard shop.
That would have been cool, but not as cool as comedy.
Yeah, I wanted to own a skateboard shop. It's just like, yeah, man, I'm going to hang out with Tony Hawk. I had all these big dreams of starting the skateboard shop and being the hottest shop. Then I got to California and I went, there's millions of these.
Yeah.
I'm going to comedy. And now I do comedy in Austin, where there's millions of comics. Oh, I didn't think this through either. It's a career move. I'm good at this.
Yeah, so you were here, I feel weird sometimes. I was here. I've been in Austin. Well, I've been in Georgetown, but Austin for a long time. But I was one of those that started after the pandemic. So there were already people in Austin who'd been doing comedy, and I was like, I'm not new to Austin. I'm just new as a comic.
Yeah, see, that was my thing. I was here before the pandemic, but nobody. Okay, I'm gonna say this: Austin comedy before the pandemic was a different beast, and they were very much gatekeepers. There was a lot of gatekeeping, and they didn't want anybody that was a threat to them. And it wasn't even that they were really good. It was just a lot of white guys who needed therapy. Okay? They were a lot of white guys that needed therapy. And they would just be something. You could get away being a racist piece of crap back then, but your boy was booking the show. and they were just really weird about like people of color and women doing comedy. And there were some
That's no
women that were
fun.
in, but there were
Yeah.
all these cliques. All right, you got to be in
Okay.
this clique or this clique, and it was so stupid. And then I was like, you know what? I had an album out by then, and I had already toured. I've already tried out for a show with VH1, and I was just kind of like, I don't really need Austin to do comedy.
Yeah.
I'll just figure out my own lane and skip over this town. I don't want to deal with all this weirdness, and I don't even know if I like you as a person to want to work with you.
Right.
So I kind of went to the anime conventions, and we created our podcast, and we were doing the podcast went international, but we were working in the video game industry. I knew all these people I could talk to. I was going to the anime conventions. I'd meet all these voice actors. So then we just started interviewing all the people I knew.
Right.
Come be on my show.
Yeah.
Let's talk about video games. So
Yeah.
we got 2 of the guys from DICE to come be on the show before they did Battlefield 1. And
What is that, a video game?
yeah, man.
Oh,
Battlefield
okay.
1 is like a huge shooter. Activision has Call of Duty. EA has Battlefield. That's their shooter.
Okay, but when you say EA, are you talking about that thing that goes EA?
Yeah, like
Okay.
EA Sports.
Yeah,
It's in the game. Yeah.
yeah,
So
okay,
Electronic
okay.
Arts is their name, but
Oh,
they
okay.
they
The more you
did
know.
like Apex, they did Battlefield, Madden, NHL, FIFA, Sims. They own all this. They own a
Gotcha.
bunch of stuff. And so I was just like, I'd call people, hey, you're a voice actor on this anime, and I met you at this con. Come be on our podcast. Hey, you drew this comic book. Come be on our podcast. So I was just calling people and just begging them to come do the podcast. And it blew up. And then next thing I know, the anime conventions were booking us to come be press teams. We'll give you a weekend pass. Come out to our anime convention and cover it. And we'll give you access to the voice actors. Then it became, hey, we found out you do stand-up comedy. Would you like to do stand-up comedy here? Well, we'll do some panels. And we did a panel that was kind of like Mystery Science Theater 3000. We'd be watching the anime, and it'd be me and 2 of my buddies riffing on this anime and why it's crap.
Okay.
And so I would create these panels, and then it became, hey, you're really good at this. Would you like to do stand-up comedy? And I'm like, yes, but you would have to pay me to do stand-up. And then they were like, cool, it's in the budget. And they paid me to start producing comedy shows.
Oh, I've seen your conventions.
Yeah, so that was how I
yeah.
got into that. It was just like I found my own lane because I didn't want to deal with Austin.
I thought you were just a huge anime fan because I started watching anime. I think I told you about this.
Yes.
But I've only seen a couple episodes of Naruto, and it's just because my boyfriend likes anime, but he doesn't.
Oh, he's a total nerd. I know that. I've seen him. I was like, I know, one of us. I can feel the vibes.
He doesn't watch he doesn't watch Naruto. Like he was just. I mean, he did, but he was showing it to me. I think he watches other animes, but
Yes.
I don't watch them. I've just seen Naruto.
I used to play a game with my buddies where it's like, tell me your favorite TV shows, movies, or albums, and I can pick an anime for you. And I used to do that for them all the time.
Really?
And the thing was, I love rom-coms.
Same.
I'm a rom-com fanatic, okay? Reese Witherspoon can have me today,
Okay.
okay?
I
Today.
should have known.
Yeah, another problematic white woman. I love her. But what it was is I would watch, and I had 5 daughters, so I was always watching rom-coms
Girly
anyway.
shows, yeah.
So it was easy for me to get into rom-com anime. And then I started watching that stuff, and then it would be like, okay, I'm watching this, and I'm watching this anime, and they're funny. And then I just start picking up all the stuff. Like I was watching dramas and romantic comedies and horror. So but then it got onto this kick where I would find anime so bad it's good. Like it's terrible production, the voice acting be so jank, and I'd just be like, this thing is so funny I can't quit laughing at it because it's so bad. And then I started doing this thing called Welcome to the Trash Heap. We're going to find the so bad it's funny. And I would find this and we'd roast it. And then that became this brand that I had. So we were doing the Team Lift podcast, Welcome to the Trash Heap, Otaku Corner with my buddy Zane. We were doing all this. Then we created a hentai game show.
You know, I didn't know what that was until like a couple days ago.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh my god.
Yeah,
He
created this game show and I hosted it for him.
That,
It's all, oh my God, it's a whole vibe. I don't want to ruin it, but basically he has a way we have a hentai game show and we can show you a part of a picture and you got to tell us if it's going to be hentai or not. And Derek Kopp's was played, Landy Cuomo's played.
Can I just say something though? I'm not knocking what anyone likes, but it's like you're watching cartoons.
Yeah, it's cartoon porn.
Yeah, And people are into that?
Yes.
Oh my god.
There's whole fan bases for that. Look, I
I
don't know
get
what you
it.
like. Okay, anybody watching this right now? I don't care what you like. Everybody's got something that drives them crazy. But there are people out there that will watch cartoons bone and be like, yeah, that's hot.
That,
That's hot.
once again, not knocking what anyone likes, but I'm like,
Yeah, no.
why?
Yeah, I got to get you to come
Okay.
to an anime convention one time. Just see. I always book comedians, and I always love watching y'all first day
Yeah.
reactions to it. You're just like, there's a bunch of freaks, and I'll say, yeah, welcome, mingle, make yourself happy, get
Well,
out
I
there.
heard that the crowd was great, though.
Yeah, our
That's-
last one, IkiCon, we had 380. Our number, I
Heard it was
said 380 when I quit counting. They said it was 420, but it was a lot of people in that room. There was a
awesome.
lot of people in that room, and they packed in for comedy, and it keeps getting bigger each year. I take a new group.
That's awesome.
You know who I want to take?
Who?
Audrey.
Oh, she would be great, Audrey Scott.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Audrey Scott. Yeah, because dude, she
Yeah.
hates
The-
she hates weebs, and I'm just like, yeah, I'm gonna put you in a room with a bunch of them and just let you shit on them, and they're gonna love you. Her, Leonardo Johnny, and Audrey Scott would be two of my favorite people to put at an anime convention, but everybody that's done it
They
loves
would
it.
be funny.
You would have a
match.
good time.
Yeah.
I think you would just be in shock more than
Yeah, I was
anybody.
gonna say, I think I would be a little bit in shock.
Yeah, because
But
you're
I
going to see
think it would
somebody with
be-
that pillow with a naked girl on it, and you're going to be like,
Yeah.
what are they going to do with that pillow?
I also think I would like scare them though, but maybe they wouldn't be
Oh, no,
scared
you
by
can't
me
scare
if
them.
Okay.
I've been in a room with 300 plus people
Uh-huh.
watching cartoon pornography and making them laugh to it. They let that freak flag fly. You're not going to.
I guess they know what they're. Do they all buy tickets for this?
Yes.
Okay. Where did you do? The last one was like. Was it at Kalahari or did you?
Yeah,
did I
we were
just
at
think you said-
Kalahari.
Okay. That place is awesome.
Yes. And so we were there for 3 days, and for that one, they booked me to come in. I hosted the entire event. So I was the MC for the entire thing. They booked me for a whole weekend.
That's awesome.
And so then the comedy show came with that, and then I did special guest appearances on panels, plus my best friend's hentai game show. We did that panel. So I was performing all weekend. I hosted the opening ceremony, closing ceremonies, cosplay contests. I was everywhere for a whole weekend. They had me, gave me a suite. It was beautiful.
Oh, I bet. Did you go to like the lazy river part?
I didn't even get to have any fun.
Oh, well, because you're hosting all
I
weekend.
was working
but,
all
yeah.
weekend. Like, I had some fun going to panels and stuff, but they were premiering my documentary there. The guy that shot my documentary was there, and he
You have
were
a documentary?
Yes.
I didn't even think to ask about that.
Yeah, no, man.
I had no idea.
I be
you had a
doing things.
documentary.
I be doing things.
There's so much. Are you taking the class after all? They say.
Yes, I want to go.
You are?
I'm going to take your acting
Sweet.
class. Well, I've already been doing voice acting.
Yeah.
And I did. It's so weird. I do stand-up comedy, and the first role I got in voice acting was a Civil War drama in an audio drama.
I could see that though.
Yeah, I did a
Yeah.
United States colored troop member in a Civil War drama, and I was just like, I got a dramatic role? And it's kind of one funny role. I say one funny thing the whole time. And I'm
like, this is not what I wanted.
like,
Yeah.
I was just glad that the writing was sharp.
Yeah.
It was great writing, but I was just glad they didn't get in. Hey, boss, we gonna go get them. I didn't have to do that. I mean, I'm not saying I wouldn't sell out. I
Yeah.
like checks.
Yeah.
But they didn't make me do that. It was
Yeah.
really smart writing, and it was a great period piece, and it's super fascinating. And Dirty Rotten Flyboys Productions wrote it. I don't know how much. I'm under an NDA, so I can't say like names and stuff. I can tell you some details.
I
But
won't make you drop.
I played a United States colored troop member in this.
Yeah.
drama. And that
That's
was
awesome.
it. But yeah, now it's kind of like I've been trying out for more voice acting roles. I recently auditioned for a buddy's video game.
Okay.
So now I'm just kind of wanting to do more.
Yeah.
I'm just wanting to do a whole bunch more.
I really need to get back into voice acting because I did like one short little cartoon last year, and then I just like haven't done anything. It was just literally a short.
I really want to do acting.
You should.
I want to
You
get
would
into acting. I want to be in
thrive.
front of the camera.
Yeah.
And the reason why can I tell you what I want to do?
Yeah.
I just want to be the old black guy that when 5 kids that are about to get killed in a horror movie show up at the store, the convenience store, and you're getting their snacks to go to the cabin in the woods, I'm going to be like, y'all shouldn't go on up to that cabin. that cabin's spooky, boys. And then they'll be like, whatever, old black man. And they go up to the cabin. And then the last scene of the movie is the police stopping at the convenience store. And I overhear them talking about hey, you seen these kids? Yeah, I seen them kids. I told them not to go up to that cabin. And then the credits roll. So it was like, that black man knew what he was talking about. I want that role. That, or I want to be the black guy that dies in my army battalion. And I go, boys, tell my mama I loved her. And y'all beat them Nazis for old Chappie. And that's it, the movie. And then Brad Pitt takes on Nazis for his old black friend.
It's just Brad Pitt.
Yeah,
I like the first role better, I think.
Yeah, I want those two roles in the movie.
I can see you, like, in the convenience store, like, in a flannel, like, don't go down there.
Y'all shouldn't go up that cabin. There's some weird stuff going on up there. And I just let them know, but then they go up there because they don't listen to old black men that are trying to save them.
When you get to the class, can you tell them that?
Oh yeah, I want them to know there are two roles that I want in my life. Can you get me either of these? I will pay for this class. Okay.
I think it will be priceless to see the reactions.
I want to
say that.
I want to say it and somebody be like, "Hey, can I talk to you after class? I'm actually writing for that." And I'm gonna be like, yes.
I'm casting for that right now. I just wrote that.
Yeah, I just wrote that part. You interested? Yes. I'm going to shoot one film and I'll retire from the game at the top of my game. I'm at the top, baby. I played the old black man in the convenience store. That's my name. I don't even have a character name in the cast. It's just an old black guy at convenience store. Roderick McDaniel.
That's
yes.
It. So you'll see your name on IMDb as...
Yeah, that would be like... I do want an IMDb page. So they could go, what were your roles in movies? I played the old black guy at a convenience store. And then we spun that into a show on Fox, Tuesdays at 8. Just me talking crap to a bunch of people and dating bad white women. That'd be my whole story. That's the whole
You already have a documentary. You might as well start a reality show.
Yeah, that's it. That's the only thing left, man. If I was to start a reality show, though, I want to date, like, little women.
Midgets?
Yeah, I just want to just like a little women's show and me, and they're just going, you just really want to be problematic. I want to be memorable. That's what I want. Like, come here, little mama, and that's not even rude when I call her that. I want that so bad.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Okay, Roderick. That is.
I will never be a guest on here again. He is so problematic. Why is he like this?
No, well, the first thing you said when you came in was, this couch looks like you've been sleeping on it. Or something like that. And then
I said this couch. I asked, hey, when you take a depression nap on this couch, what end is your head on? And I don't know why, but this couch looks like if I had depression, this is where I would nap. I would choose a side. I would watch the TV, and I'm gonna watch something that's a comfort show.
That is exactly what I do.
I can tell you mine too. It would be King of the Hill or Futurama, and there would be blackout curtains. This would have to be blacked out.
We can't figure out how to. I mean, I guess we really could have gotten a ladder. It could have had.
No, that is way too tall. We'd have to do something to black this out. But
yeah, that bugs me quite a bit sometimes, because if they're not, even when they are closed, light still comes in. But I think if I had blackout curtains, I'd be more depressed, because they scientifically don't help with depression. Yeah,
no, they don't. And that's my way that I do it. I sleep through it. It's just like, I don't want to deal with life. Good night. Yeah. That's how I do it. I don't know how everybody else does it. My psychiatrist says that's not a good way to do it. You should go outside and put your feet in the grass. And I was like, how about I just smoke grass with my feet? How about, can I do that one? He's like, no, go outside, first light.
Well, do you have any upcoming shows or anywhere anyone can find you?
I would say if you want to keep up with this insanity, go to Instagram, @CoachSilky. @CoachSilky, it's spelled away as Silky on Instagram. And you can find all the other links to my social media from there. I may be going to Louisiana in August or September for shows. So we're booking some craziness, right? Like literally booked 2 shows before I came over here today. And and I shot a special. Oh yeah. Yes, I did. I shot my first comedy special with 4x3 Media. It's in post-production, and I haven't even named it yet. I may call it the documentary of my ordeals with problematic white women. I may give it an emo name, like one of those long sentences. I slept with Roderick McDaniel, and all I got was this special for it. That's something weird, a Fall Out Boy reference. but we haven't even named it yet. But it's shot. It's 35 minutes of me unfiltered, uncensored,
Hell yeah.
and I'm just waiting I can't wait to give that to the world.
It'll be awesome. I'll watch it. I can't wait to see it.
I can't wait. I'll give it to you, and then you can go. He really is insane.
Yeah.
No, he was not playing. That's really him all the time. He's insane.
No, that's so exciting. Everyone go watch it when it comes out. You're in for a
come
treat.
follow my page, and I'll let you guys know when it drops.
Thank you for coming on here. And being
Thank
a
you for
guest.
having me.
Yeah.
And actually, this felt like therapy. Thank you for dealing with my white women issues.
I'm glad.
And if you're a white lady,
therapist.
crawl up in them DMs. There's room for you in there. I got room for you.
We have white women that watch this on YouTube, so maybe
y'all
you're
are the
find
best
a wife.
fans. Yeah.
Yep.
Don't date me unless you like to be the little spoon in a dark room watching TV. I'm a cuddler, okay? I'm a cuddler.
You're letting them know the rules.
Yeah, I'm letting you know. Don't be coming to me like, hey, you want to sniff cocaine out of my butthole? And I'm going to be like, I'll do it for you, babe, but no, not really. I mean, I'm a giver. I don't know what to do.
Stay away from the white women that do coke, or any woman that does coke.
I have to because I'm a joiner, and I don't want to. And I mean, I do want to lose the weight, but not like that. Not like that. Not through coke. I'll go out like Chris Farley. I don't want that.
You guys, thank you so much for listening. I will be in Liberty Hill July 29th. Hopefully, I will get more shows before that, but if I don't, that is where you'll find me.
I know that room. That's a great room.
What?